Hey, what's up? How's it going? So I decided that I'm having so much fun sports betting. I decided to place a couple wagers tonight, May 12th, and for May 14th, which is UFC Fight Night Blachowicz versus Rakic. Now, here are my bets, but remember to keep sports betting fun. You know, it's adult entertainment. It's there for fun. It's not there to make a career out of, even though I would love to be a professional gambler, and that's 100% possible from anybody in the entire world to be a professional gambler. But, you know, ultimately the odds are in favor of the house. So, you know, I mean, if you're going to choose a career in gambling, you know, if I can open a casino, open an online casino, takes like $300,000 or something like that, but mostly just, you know, keep it a game if you're gambling against the house and all that stuff, the way it goes. Anyways, here are my bets for the NHL games happening tonight. I originally bet on Carolina Hurricanes, Toronto Maple Leafs, Edmonton Oilers, and Boston Bruins to win the Stanley Cup. Tonight, all four of my teams are playing. Now, Carolina is playing against Boston Bruins. I knew that going in, but I decided to make a bet, and I figured like whomever wins out of the Carolina and Boston teams, I feel like they're going to go straight to the Cup, but we'll see what happens as far as that goes. But my bets for tonight, May 12th, playoff games tonight, I decided to put $10 on Carolina Hurricanes to crush the Boston Bruins tonight. Hopefully that works out, but at the same time, oh, Boston, I love you, man. Boston's one of my favorite teams in the entire NHL, and it's just sad to kind of see the way things are going in regards to their playing lately. It just seems like Carolina is on fire as far as that goes, but we'll see how it goes. I put $10 on Carolina Hurricanes to win tonight. Good luck, Carolina. And when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Tampa Bay Lightning game tonight, I decided to put $5 on Toronto Maple Leafs. I think it's like game 6 or something like that, and Tampa Bay is facing possible elimination if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully Toronto Maple Leafs can knock Tampa Bay right out of it tonight, and I hope that happens. So good luck, Toronto. I put $5 on Toronto. And then when it comes to the St. Louis game versus the Minnesota Wild game, excuse me, sorry about that. When it comes to the St. Louis game versus the Minnesota Wild game, I decided to bet on St. Louis to win it, so good luck, St. Louis. I put $5 on St. Louis. And when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers versus the Kings tonight, even though I feel like the Kings are just on a hot streak, I feel like they might crush the Oilers tonight and send them packing out of the fucking playoffs of this year, send them golfing as far as that goes. I have to put $10 on Edmonton Oilers to stay in the game, because I want to share my faith in the Edmonton Oilers to make it to a game 7. You know what I mean? Like tonight they're facing a possible elimination, and if the Kings win, they're going golfing afterwards. You know what I mean? Like Edmonton Oilers are going golfing afterwards if the Kings win tonight. So I feel like tonight Edmonton is going to make the first of their last stands, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we're going to go to game 7 with Edmonton and LA Kings. I hope anyway. So tonight's game 6, and I feel like they're going to pick it up, turn it up a notch, because they know that their life is on the fucking line as far as that goes for, you know, their NHL professional careers this year in regards to the playoffs. You know, the 2022 playoffs. The Edmonton Oilers fucking know that they got to do it tonight. So I feel like they're going to be that much more amped up, and hopefully Smith can keep his composure and like stay in the net, stay strong in the net, square off, stay, you know, like keep the technique. You know what I mean? Like I hope he sticks to technique as far as that goes. But ultimately, I put $10 on the Edmonton Oilers to win, to make it to game 7 tonight against the LA Kings. Go Edmonton. Those are my bets for the NHL games tonight, May 12th, Thursday. And I really hope everything works out. You know what I mean? Like I hope I picked a couple of winners, but ultimately I'm mostly rooting for Edmonton to win. You know what I mean? Like those are like 4 of my teams that I chose to bet on to win the Stanley Cup are playing tonight. But it's like Edmonton, I have my heart in, you know what I mean, as far as that goes. But anyways, those are my bets for the NHL games tonight. Now here are my bets for the UFC Fight Night coming up on Saturday. You know, anything could happen on any given day, but ultimately I decided to put on the first bout, that's a flyweight match between Jake Hadley versus Alan Nascimento. I decided to put $6.90 on Jake Hadley because he has an 8-0 kind of winning streak, and he's just kind of coming up and making his way up to the top, I think. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. He had a really good rear naked choke against Mitch Raposo, so I decided to put $6.90 on Jake Hadley, and I hope that he chokes out Alan Nascimento on Saturday. We'll see what happens, though. When it comes to the second card on the second fight on the main card, that's a lightweight bout between Frank Camacho versus Manuel Torres. You know, Frank Camacho is no joke. You know, he's a really strong fighter. He had like 31 professional fights or something like that, right? And as far as that goes, though, I decided to put $5.80 on Manuel Torres. And so far I've been playing the favorites. Those are the favorites for the first two main card fights, so I put $5.80 on Manuel Torres. And now for the third fight, I decided to pick an underdog here. The third fight is a women's flyweight bout between Caitlyn Chucagian versus Amanda Rivas. And as far as that goes, Amanda Rivas is the underdog there. I decided to bet $5 on Amanda Rivas, and here's why. Just her black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? So I hope that Amanda Rivas wins, and I feel like it's going to go this way, one of two ways. Either Caitlyn Chucagian will get the decision win, and she'll have more strikes, more points on the fucking cards as far as the judges go. And if not, Amanda Rivas is going to tap her out one way or another. Amanda Rivas will tap out Caitlyn Chucagian. I hope. We'll see what happens, though. Anything could happen on any given fight night. Right now, Amanda Rivas is at plus 150, so I get like at least $10 back for my $5 bet, right? So as far as that goes, go Amanda Rivas. Now, as far as the fourth fight on the main card go, that's the bantamweight bout between Davy Grant versus Louis Smoka. I'm a huge Davy Grant fan. He was in the tough season with Rousey versus Tate. He was on Team Rousey, if I'm not mistaken, and he just seems like a cool guy. So it's like, that being said, even though I'm rooting for Davy Grant, I wanted to pick a couple of underdogs here. I decided that Louis Smoka might actually pull this one out. We'll see how it goes, though. Davy Grant's no joke. Louis Smoka definitely has his work cut out for him, but Louis Smoka is the plus 240 underdog, and I'm a sucker for the underdog, as people like to say. And since he's at plus 240, I decided to put $3.10 on Louis Smoka, and if he wins, that'll win me over $10 basically, and that's sort of what I'm hoping for. But ultimately, go Davy Grant, but at the same time, Louis Smoka can win me some money there. But it's going to be a good fight either way. The bantamweight bout, that's the fourth fight on the main card, and go Louis Smoka for money, and go Davy Grant because I'm a fan of Davy Grant. We'll see what happens, though. Now, as for the fifth fight on the main card, that is a light heavyweight bout between Ryan Spanon versus Jan Kitalabha. Now, Jan Kitalabha is no fucking joke. He'll rush in there and he'll just like right into the danger. He'll run towards war like Danawa Denatli. He is like one of those people that runs to the war as far as that goes. So Jan Kitalabha might just level out Ryan Spann as far as that goes. Like I feel like Jan Kitalabha is on this higher level of aggression compared to Ryan Spann. But they're both really good fighters. If you look at the odds, though, Jan Kitalabha is at minus 225, and the odds for Ryan Spann is plus 187. So I got to go with the murder, death, kill there, plus 187. I put $5 on Ryan Spann, and I hope that Ryan Spann wins it. It's kind of neat. They both have their nicknames. One's like I think one's like a DC character and one's like a Marvel character. Ryan, the Superman Spann versus Jan, the Hulk Kitalabha. So it'll be neat. Superman versus the Hulk. Who's gonna win? We'll see what happens. If it were like a superhero bout between the actual fucking characters, Superman would obviously win. But right now, Ryan Spann, the Superman, is at plus 187. That makes him the underdog, but I'm a sucker for the underdog, so I put $5 on Ryan Spann. Go Ryan Spann. Now, when it comes to the light heavyweight main bout for the UFC Fight 9, Blachowicz versus Rakic, as far as that goes, right now, Jan Blachowicz is the underdog, and Alexander Rakic is the favorite as far as that goes. And Jan Blachowicz has 28 wins, 9 losses, while Alexander Rakic has 14 wins and 2 losses. And anything can happen as far as that goes. But I'm rooting for Jan Blachowicz. The fact that he had an injury in April, though, kind of makes me a bit worried that he might be fighting a bit more cautiously and maybe taking less chances, less risks as far as his fighting style goes that particular night coming this Saturday. Even though that kind of worries me a bit, I'm rooting for Jan Blachowicz to win, even though Alexander Rakic, he had a fight against what the hell was his name there, Devin Clark, and just the way Devin Clark kind of dropped Alexander Rakic, and then he got back up and kept getting back up, and he ended up winning against Devin Clark. It was intense after Devin Clark gave him a bunch of illegal knees and all that stuff. It was a really good fight between Alexander Rakic versus Devin Clark. So I know for a fact that Jan Blachowicz has his fucking work cut out for him. Even though that he caught Luke Rockhold with a really nice hook, good KO. It was a really good KO there. And I believe that Jan Blachowicz definitely has his work cut out when it comes to this fight. But I decided to put $4.20 on Jan Blachowicz. So that there is my bets for my sports gambling. And it's not an addiction. I can quit whenever I want. But ultimately, keep it a game, keep it having fun. I bet, it was $10, $20, $30 on the NHL games tonight, and I bet $30 on UFC Fight Night. And I hope that I come out ahead. We will see what happens, though, as far as that goes. Go Edmonton tonight as far as NHL games go, and go Jan Blachowicz as far as UFC Fight Night, Blachowicz versus Rakic goes. I look forward to having fun watching these events, and I know that I'll have a good time either way. Respect to all of the players on the NHL teams, and respect to all of the fighters at UFC Fight Night coming this Saturday. Thank you for watching. Cheers and respect.